And you can, hi everybody, this is Vince with Listings to Leads. And thanks for joining us on the call. I know you're all in Hawaii, and the fact that you're up at 8, I thought you guys would be cracking coconuts or something by this point. But we're going to talk about, you've had access to Listings to Leads for well over a year, and we just want to go back to basics. It's the new year. Um, our tools are really effective in generating buyer leads and seller leads and referrals. And so we want to talk about what happens. A lot of this is automated. We even for your office have a dedicated support person within Listings to Leads that makes sure your tools are optimized and that they get to you. So we want to just make sure from that standpoint that you know what to do with them and kind of how to present them in order to generate leads, right? Um, you all have your own ID and password, so I am going to show you one of the agent's accounts so that you can kind of get an idea of what you can be doing with yours. Um, but you can kind of do a lot of things with it. Everybody's business can be different, and so they're not all going to be the same. And you want to, be able to take advantage of it, apply listings to leads to your business that is meaningful to your business. It's not just a cookie cutter kind of situation here. So again, as you're logging in, I do see more people logging in. Try to mute yourself. If you have questions, there is a chat panel for GoToMeeting. So let's kind of get into it. All right. Over here, I'm actually over here. Robert Myers, I think, is on the call, but this is a really good example. What I want to drive into real quickly is, that first blanket statement I said was we can help you generate buyers and sellers and referrals. Well, how do you do that? And what you may not know is our system, Listings to Leads, is actually pretty heavily integrated with your system, meaning the websites that you're using to market. And this is a single property website from Listings to Leads, right? And we auto generate this. We auto generate a virtual tour. And we also auto generate a series of e-flyers and of Facebook ads, okay? And all those tools, and we auto post to a blog, all of those tools have what we call lead generation links, and you can see them here, okay? You can see all homes for sale, Lahaina City homes for sale, West Maui lands and lots. And any of these links, you've also got what is your home worth, which is a landing page provided by us, designed for people who want to possibly sell their home. But all of these links point off of our tools directly to your website, right? And as you can see up here on the top left in that URL, this is not the office website. This is Robert's site. So we're getting people out of our world into yours, right? And I know these websites. I'm sure you know them. They are pricey and they are powerful, okay? And the point of that is, like, as you get these sorts of websites, and you know that if people land there, they can search and then they got to register. It's really difficult to get people there, right? And so I'm getting a message here of people. We've kind of maxed out, Susan, but we are going to record this, so you'll be able to share this after the call. So all these tools that we auto generate, we send to you. You need to take advantage of them, and that's really the whole gist of this call today. So I'm going to close that. I'm going to close this, and I'm going to log in as Robert. Okay. And all of you, and again, I'm going to remind everybody to mute your phones there, because I am getting a little background. When you log in, you get this kind of pop-up thing here. And one thing that happens in this regard is I think all realtors are just sort of, like, by design trained to just go around this and ignore this page. And I would advise you not to do that for a couple of reasons. One, Neil Wolf up here is using one of our tools that is inside of our system and generating 50, 100 leads a week on Craigslist. This guy here, Shannon Pyatt, like a number of our clients, is using our system regarding Facebook. Okay, using our landing pages and using a lot of our marketing tools on Facebook. And that's probably one of the most important things in real estate marketing today is Facebook advertising. We are going to have a call on this with your office, I think next week, and we're going to go in detail on how to do that. Shannon, this recorded call right here, actually, he's really articulate about what's going on. And what I want to tell you, the last thing about that, is that we get a lot of our clients, who use our system and they're excited, they have awesome lead generation, and then they get on a call with us and they talk about it. And Shannon and Neil Wolf up here and Melanie Banks and many others have this same story to tell, and I'm going to tell you right now. They're having people call them out of the blue because of all the ads that they're seeing of these realtors on Facebook. Okay? Now, I don't know if you have that going on in your life or in your business, that people are just seeing you all over the place and they've got to just pick up the phone to have you sell their home, right? If that's happening, you don't have to get on that Facebook call. But if that's not happening, you might want to watch this video here and you might want to be on that call with us next week, okay? There's also a page up here as you log in. We've got, Facebook advertising, open house lead generation. This Facebook advertising really covers everything you would want to know. We've got a mastermind group that you can join right here, which by all means you should be on there 15, 20 minutes a week just to see the new tools that are coming out and to see the ideas that people are sharing in doing this, right? Now, we also have a listing presentation, which I sent to Susan, and hopefully she's going to share that with you after the call. And it does cover a lot of what we're going to go over today, right? And so let's just kind of jump into it and say, well, what are we actually yammering on about today? We're going to click on the listings page. Your listings come in automatically, all right? And one of the things that we do at Listings to Leads, which is actually unusual, and you're one of the few companies that we do this for, is we make sure that the lead generation links on these listings are directly pointing to your website. So if you haven't seen this before, if you haven't logged in, this is the dashboard, right? It's the listings page. And let me just read through what we got here, right? We got a place to edit here. You just click this button. You could take advantage, and I think we actually do this for you. If you could market a home as coming soon or under contract or just sold. Great, just great things to do, because listing inventory can be tight. And you'll see in a second, well, if you don't recall from the single property website, marketing those homes at all those different times all have opportunities to generate leads, okay? There's an open house button, so if you want to market an open house, even if you don't have your own listings and you want to pull in a listing and market an open house, you're still going to generate the leads. And for folks that do have that extra time to hold an open house for somebody else, they do it with the hope of getting leads, right? Not just because you want to sit on a chair for an hour or two. So put an open house in here, you're going to get a handful of tools with the instructions on what to do with them and put them out. But what I'm going to go to right now, I'm going to actually go over to my email, right? And this is totally confusing, but I'm going to send you an email, or send Susan an email. It's going to have this call on it. And it's also going to have this information below, and I want you to understand what is on it, because it's a good resource to have going forward. There's a call here. It's an overall system. Here's a lead. Here's something on Facebook lead generation, which is really helpful for a lot of people. Here's a link to our mastermind group. But this is what you're meant to do for your listings. And right here is what we're going to cover. Okay? Choose the right lead generation links to your website. Share the single property website to Facebook and Pinterest. Get your branded virtual tour out on Zillow and Trulia. We actually do that for you, right? We actually put that in your MLS. And I'm going to just put a note there. We handle that for you. And then get your e-flyer and Facebook ads to your client and call them to make sure that they forward the tool. So let's go and just look at what are we talking about there. Okay. The first thing that was on that list is select the right lead generation tool. So click this green button with a chain link on it. It says select links. And this shows you all the links that are in your account. Now, Robert here has put some effort in here. There's folks that have created a bunch of links, and you can see that things like Lahaina Town Homes for Sale, West Maui Homes for Sale, these are all relevant. If you're creating a listing and you're selling it or you're going to advertise it in this area, you want call to actions that mean something to people. And this is just, you just click here, click the green button, select the boxes that you want, and then save it, right? The open house tools are here. The single property website is auto generated, but now it will have those links. And if you click on Lahaina town homes for sale, it's dropping right on Lahaina, so that the person gets right to this website and they're going to see what's for sale, right? And that's really key, because from a consumer point of view, if I'm going to like start clicking and you get me right where I want to be, well, I'm having a positive experience, and that's really beneficial. So the first thing in my email is choose the right lead generation links. How do you do that? You click on the green button with the chain link and you add the links to your listing. What is the second thing on my list? Share the single property website to Facebook and Pinterest. What does that mean? Click on the single property website, which is the red button with the white house on it. And I'll click on this one here. And it's already got lead generation links. So how do I share this? Well, you could copy this link up here and paste it, but there's also share buttons right here at the bottom. And notice here is Facebook and Pinterest. So in the email I say Facebook and Pinterest definitely, but LinkedIn and the others, Google and Twitter, those are big important sites. But I do want you to understand that Facebook is the #1 place for generating leads. Pinterest is #2. LinkedIn, Twitter, and Google are really, there's almost zero happening there. But from a listings presentation standpoint, you might actually want to do that, just to say, hey, I cover all major social networking, because that's a real selling point, right? But all you got to do is click the Facebook icon, be logged into your Facebook account already, and it makes it easier, and just say, hey, here's, put in something, put in something social, right? Here's a beautiful new home in Hawaii. And I'm just putting that, this is going to go home for sale in Hawaii, in Maui, right? Check it out, right? Do something, whatever you want. If you can put whatever you want to say there. And then you just click share the link, and boom, that goes to Facebook, right? Same thing for Pinterest. There's a different way of doing it, but just go through and follow the steps there. This is the single property website. As my email says, share it to your social networks, Facebook and Pinterest at least, okay? Then you can close that, and that gets us back to the listings page. Now, the next thing on my email is share your virtual tour. We actually do that for you. We actually put the virtual tour inside. It gets marketed for you. Just so you know what that looks like, let's just click on one real quick. I'm going to click on the red button with a little movie camera thing on it, and then let's just look at it. So our virtual tour, just like our single property website, just like our blog post, they all have these links that are designed to get people off of our tool into your website, where they can ideally become a buyer lead, right? Now, the thing about virtual tours, you can actually share these. You can promote these just in the same way with those buttons underneath. But there's also links right here for what is your home worth. So let's click on that and see where that's pointing. This is probably, I imagine, yeah, this is pointing to our home valuation page. And when somebody fills this out, you, the agent, gets a lead. The consumer gets an auto response, thank you, and you get an idea of, like, here's the address that they're thinking about, and then you sort of take the next steps. We also have really powerful property valuation landing pages. I will show you that at the end of the call. This is a quick 30-minute call, so I just want to kind of go through these things first, and then I will show you kind of one of the coolest things we have going on, which is actually related a lot to Facebook, but you can also use it there on that page there too. So notice that these buttons here are black, and sometimes you'll see them green, but black means that it's been done. So in this case, we're auto-uploading to YouTube. All of these listings are already up, okay? And here we've got eFlyer and Facebook ads, and this is the thing, you may have been receiving these tools and not knowing what in the world you should be doing with them, and that's the point of this call. So we know that, first of all, our tools, our eFlyers and Facebook ads, can generate leads, and we know that inventory is tight. We know that anytime we can get these tools in front of people, they're going to click and get to you, get to your website. So let's kind of walk through that and just look at that, right? So here is, I'm clicking on the e-flyer button, and note that the seller engagement email is one of the first things that goes out. So let's click on that. And it is a seller engagement email. It gets sent directly to you. And we want that to get to your client to say, hey, your home is being marketed. And here are all the great things we're doing for you, right? We're optimized on for the internet. We've got mobile. We've got blogs. We've got Facebook. We've got WordPress. And this whole thing all wraps up with, and here's me and here's my office, right? We want, this gets auto emailed to you with a few links on top of the single property website and the virtual tour. All we want you to do is, you can share the single property website right from there, right? And just forward this to your client to let them know all the great things you're going to be doing. A lot of this stuff is all automatically done by Listings to Leads, but at least you're conveying that to the client, right? The next thing that goes out automatically is a just listed flyer. So let's look at that, and this is really gets to the gist of why you want to use our flyers. And if you it's just this simple. This flyer always has a banner, right? In this case, it's just listed. So we can market the same home as open house. We can market it as price reduced. We can market it as under contract, and we can market it as just sold. So the same home is relevant multiple times, and the big red banner sort of makes that clear. And then, of course, there's the stuff you'd expect, right? Information on the home. I can call you, or I can just click on a link out of this flyer and just start looking at the homes I want to look at, or find out what my home is worth, right? And that's one of the great pieces about our e-flyers. These are automatically going to you. Forward them to your client. Call your client and say, hey, I just sent you an e-flyer, and I'm going to send you a Facebook ad. Please forward these on. And here's why. Because at the top of the flyer is a message here that's pre-written that says, dear friends, we have hired Robert at Elite Pacific to sell our home and to increase market exposure. We'd appreciate it if you can forward this to as many people as you can. Now, why in the world would we be doing that, right? I can tell you why. Our clients love online leads, but they are just ecstatic about referrals. And you're going to get referrals from your clients, friends, and family and colleagues. And who do you think they're going to email this to? Your clients, friends, and family and colleagues. So this automatically goes to you. There's a pre-written message that you don't even have to write. You just got to forward and say, hey, please forward this on. And then call them for 5 seconds, right? 5 seconds. Hey, I just sent you an e-flyer and I sent you a Facebook ad. And as you can see, there's a virtual tour flyer, single property website flyer. There's an open house flyer. This will be pending or under contract or active contingent, however you want that. Price reduced, and then just sold. Now, I'm going to go over to the just sold. Let's see if we have this. I don't know if he does have things that are pending. So we'll just click on a single property website and notice there's a big banner. It's pending. If it's allowable by your market, you can actually market that as you can market it, right? If it's allowable by your MLS. And why would we do that, right? Well, the pre-written message says, we got an offer on our home. It's now pending sale. Thank you, Robert, for all your hard work and continued marketing until our home is sold. So we're basically singing your song here, right? We're auto-generating this. We're sending it to you. Forward it to your client and take advantage of it, because it's basically telling that you're still working hard throughout the process, right? And then let's see here if we got anything that's just sold. We may not. No, we don't. So in this case, I'm going to pop out of this account because I don't want to change something to just sold. We could have changed it to just sold right in the status bar, and I'll show you in my account. This is my little demo account of why that would be, why and how you would do that. So you go to listings, and now we're in my demo account, so we're out of yours, right? And there is the first button is edit and enhance. And I can click that and change it to just sold. It's active or it's just listed. This one is already just sold. So we'll just click on that and we'll kind of look at the Facebook piece. So every time there's an e-flyer, there is a Facebook ad. Same time. So I'm going to click on the Facebook ad And now my just sold website for Facebook is ready. So let's click on that, and this gets emailed to you. Okay, automatically when you change that status to just sold, boom, this gets emailed to you. And what are you meant to do with it? You're meant to send this to your client. You get it at the exact same time as the e-flyer, and tell your client to follow the instructions. The instructions tell them to copy what is between the red lines. And let's just go over to Facebook and finish that thought. All right? All they have to do is paste it on their wall. Now, why in the world would they do this? Um, well, they'll do it because they're excited and you've been working with them, for a long time. But look at what is automatically being written. In this case, it's talking about me. Our home just sold, and we want to recommend Vincent Meza. Right? Here's his name and phone number and email. If the consumer wants to look at that, they can, and a whole single property website pops up, and that single property website has massive links or a bunch of links pointing to your website, right? So it's great for a couple of reasons. Most people communicate a lot. Yeah, 71% of adults in the United States communicate on Facebook. Okay, not teenagers, but actual adults. So your clients, they probably have 100 friends, 200 friends, maybe more, who have no idea that you're in real estate. And they're going to get a handful of tools just like this that keeps talking about you in your office. So you take advantage of them when they show up in your email box, forward it to your client and send it over, via email, send it over and just say, hey, put that up on your Facebook wall, forward that out for me. That would be awesome. You start it off as soon as it's listed. You go through the open house, you go through those other statuses, and of course you want to wrap it up as just sold, because now it's talking you up, and other people that want to sell, they're going to be excited about that, right? There's another really cool tool in here, and there are a lot of ways to market on the internet, but I want to kind of walk through what is happening. We are auto posting to WordPress. We are auto posting a blog for you. You can post to Craigslist. Craigslist is a really great place for lead generation, even $1 million homes, because the thing about Craigslist, if you don't know anything about it, it was a huge hotbed for lead generation a few years back. And then Craigslist turned their website upside down, and kind of realtors just freaked out and walked away. I'd say about 95 to 98% of realtors have walked away from Craigslist. And that's interesting because the consumers didn't go anywhere. It's the number 11th website in the country. Okay? So right now, you don't have a lot of competition on Craigslist. And all you got to do is click this button here and learn how to use our tool and take our tool and post to Craigslist. And bang, it's that easy. So what I hear from our clients across the country is they have fewer leads coming from Craigslist, but they have higher lead generation, higher conversion from those leads than they ever had before. So it is important to pay attention to it, and I recommend that you do. Now over here is another kind of like odd little button. It's a blue button with a square on it. This is called a listing landing page. And this gets into a concept that I want everybody to understand, is that in the past, we go through so much changes in marketing and in real estate marketing in particular. There was always this concept of we need to have a website, we need to have all kinds of information on that website, so when people get to my website, they're going to just want to work with me. You know what I mean? And that's going to be a key to success. And there is something, I'm sure, still true about that. But the reality of what is probably one of the most important things happening in real estate marketing right now is that is actually not a true statement. The reality is that pushing tools in front of consumers is a way more effective way, and specifically landing pages, right? And so you could take a landing page and you could put it on a postcard. You could put it on a little letter that you're going to put in front of your market. You might be advertising in a luxury magazine and say, hey, find out also where your home is worth. Go to this landing page. This is a landing page on a particular home, okay? This is auto-generated for every one of your homes. Every one of your listings has a landing page like this. And you could take this little URL right here and put it out on Facebook. You could put it wherever you want to put it, right? But what happens when people, so it says, in this case, it's just sold. It could be just listed. It could be open house. And this kind of gets into the Facebook thing. But what happens when I fill that out? When I fill that out and say, get the information, and that's the point of a listing, of a landing page. I'm going to give you information if you give me some contact information. And since listings to leads is about lead gen, that's what this is, the whole point of a landing page. I got to get that lead for me, the consumer, to get the information I want, which might be, the real price, the bedrooms, whatever. And it brings me right to, now over here, I don't know if you can see it, I just got a lead in my email because I am, the agent on that. This is the lead, bang, I just got it because somebody filled out that form. Now at this point, if you can recall, we were looking at Robert's page. Now I've got multiple hyperlinks driving over to my website. Yeah, I've got an auto pop-up to capture the lead yet again, right? So listings to leads has a lot of ways of capturing leads. They work if you use them. If you don't use them, if you leave them in your mailbox, they just don't do anything, right? They just fill up your mailbox. But if you get them on the internet, they are very effective at generating leads. So that is a listing landing page. There is one for every one of your properties. But if you just want to market a basic home, heck, the single property website gives people the information right away. They can then say, oh, I want to see what my home is worth. Maybe I want to see those homes in Maui or Lahaina or something like that. And you can do that right on a single property website. So that's kind of it there. I am also going to jump into and just give you a little bit of a snippet. Again, up here on the top is a section called landing pages. Okay? And if you've never been to this page, this is what I want you to do. You want to go to this box right here. It says type in your farm area. That farm area might be Honolulu, right? It might be, I don't know, Princeville. It might be whatever it is. It could be a development. It could be a neighborhood. Do not make it a island, okay? Don't make it Maui. Don't make it Kona, because that's not relevant for lead generation. People won't respond that way, but they will respond to places like Haiku or Paia or stuff like that, right? And and by the way, if you get a nice deal in Haiku, let me know, because that's my favorite little town out there. So this is when you type that there and you click save, it will create a page under all of these, right? So I'm going to type in Haiku. I am a fan. And I'm going to click save. Spell it correctly, capitalize it correctly, because it flows through every one of your landing pages, and you don't need landing pages with misspelled cities, right? Nobody needs that. At that point, that creates landing pages for FSBOs, for expireds, right? If I click on expireds, I got a Haiku page down here, and what is it saying? Hey, your home didn't sell. Why do you think, right? And in Real Estate 101, if somebody's home didn't sell, they're going to get what, 50 calls, 100 calls from agents. They probably don't want to talk to you, but maybe they'll fill out something to get a little more information, and that's what a landing page is for. But the landing page that is most exciting to most people, and not just with listings to leads, but with a number of other companies, is a property valuation landing page. Now you can take that page, and we're going to get into this on the next Facebook call, and you can do you need to customize it, right? When it comes out, it looks like this. It says, what is my Haiku home worth, right? Now, you actually need to customize it before you ever use that. And here's my Lafayette one, right? I live here in Lafayette. And this is like the local Lafayette reservoir where everybody walks their dog and they do their jogs and their kids and all that. So if you live in Lafayette, you know this is like I am local, right? That's what you want to do with landing pages. You want them to resonate with consumers, and then you get them in front of consumers. The next week's call is going to speak specifically about how you get these tools in front of consumers. So at that point, people, that's the end of my little story. But I am